Hello everybody, my name is Nathan, I am the Chubby Runster, and I am a fatty bum bum. But in 9 months' time, I have signed myself up for the Bristol Half Marathon, and in preparation for that, I have run my first 5k in over 6 years. Now, I did get some footage of that, so we will go through some of that. It was a little bit awkward with a lot of people around, and I'm kind of new to the whole kind of vlogging thing. But yeah, so unlike a lot of fitness and exercise YouTube channels that say, I ran a marathon with no training, or I ran a 10k with no training, I have literally run this 5k with no training. The last time I exercised was last weekend. I went away camping with some nieces and nephews, and I threw a ball around on the beach. I played a little bit of badminton, and then previously to that, I ran about 30 meters for a tram the week before that. So, yeah, no training whatsoever. So let's not mess about anymore. Let's get straight into the ParkRun and some of the footage I managed to get. It's not great, but yeah, I did what I could. What I normally do is I go full bore, straight out the gate, get as fast as I can in the first however far to keep my time down. This time I didn't do that. I went out with a plan, which is strange for me, but I've seen a lot of people on YouTube and various blogs and things like that saying, pace yourself. If you're going to run slow, run slow. Don't run really fast and then run really slow for the rest of it. Run a bit slower to start with. You should be able to run slow all the way through. So here at the start, I started at the back. I ran a steady pace, did manage to overtake a few people, people with pushchairs and so on and so forth. But most of them did come back past me later in the time. So the course builds is a flat path first and foremost. Then you turn round, back on yourself, go up a slight hill, along flat path, 200 or so meters, round a cone, join the cone, and back down to a duck pond, back up, round a park, down to the finish. So it's a bit up and downy. Height-wise, they were only about 6 foot, but some of them are a bit steep, some of them aren't. It's pretty average. So my aim was to go most of the way around, get about a kilometre in without stopping, without slowing, just at a light jog. So I plodded along, I managed to get past the cone, I come all the way back. I come down the slope a little bit faster than I should have done to the duck pond, and then came up the next rise. Managed to get to the top of that, and then pretty much started walking from there. By that point, my calves were on fire, so I pretty much finished the rest of the first lap, there's 3 laps, just walking the majority of it. I kind of plodded a bit and then was like, nope, I need to walk. Started the second lap, ran the flat, tried to get back up the slope, got about halfway, had to walk the rest of the way. There was a lovely elderly old lady just shaking jingle bells along that bit of pathway. Quite entertaining and quite motivating as well, because no one wants to fail in front of a little old lady. So I managed to get onto the big path, started jogging my way down there, got down to the cone, and that was my aim, to keep jogging that bit back and forth. And then I decided by that point that I was going to walk down the slope down to the duck pond, because I think that primarily is what caused me issues the first time. I am very heavy. I am 270 odd pounds when I did this. So I wasn't wearing big padded running shoes. I was wearing a pair of Reebok Nano X2s, which aren't particularly well cushioned. So there was a lot of impact coming down that slope for the first time. So I walked down that slope, back up the other side, and then started jogging again. Interestingly though, when I came down that slope, I was noticing there was a bit of pins and needles in my right ankle, almost like I tied my shoe up too tight. That kind of spread throughout my foot for the rest of the second lap. By the time I got about halfway through the third lap, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of dissipating. I think the best word is. I was walking up the slope and thought, all right, if I get to the top, I can run the rest of the way, jog, whatever you want to class it as, sprint finish into the finish line. I will be honest, the majority of the second part of the first lap, beginning the second lap, I was ready to quit. It was tough. But coming from the duck pond, I start walking up the little slope there, and a lady that you can see in some of the footage in a purple shirt, an older lady, let's class her as, came past me, jogging up the slope, and gave me a little well done. Well done, keep on going. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but my philosophy on that is I always feel it's a little bit patronising to sell that to a fat bloke. It obviously doesn't. That's hopefully not what they mean. Especially when there's the faster guys, the guys that are running at the front, they're just like, well done, keep going. It's like, yeah, cheers. That might be just me, but hey. So she gave me that, and I was like, I must crush this old lady. I must destroy her. I must beat her to the finish line.
I will catch you!
As quickly as humanly possible. So I got to the top of that little slope and went as fast as I possibly could. It was probably the fastest bit of running I did the whole day. Still didn't manage to catch her though, so that was kind of pointless. But I managed to get the sprint finish down the slope into the finish line, and I was very happy with the fact that I managed to get that done. So the big question you've got is time. How did I do? How did I feel after? What happens to a fat man when he runs 3 miles without any training whatsoever? My aim was to finish as quick as possible. I knew not what time. I knew that my previous ones had been between 35 and 37 minutes, so I was hoping that I was going to be sub 40 minutes. No, I was not. So I came in, the timing on my Fitbit was 15 minutes 21 seconds. The official timing was 46 minutes 12 seconds. Now I started my watch as they said go. Obviously I was still at the back, so I kind of started sooner than the start line and then finished it as I came across and grabbed the little token that gives you a barcode to scan for your time. I trust my Fitbit more than I trust their official timing, to be perfectly honest with you. But I suppose the big question is, am I happy with that? 45 minutes to do 5k is not something I'm happy with. I'm happy that I finished it. I'm happy that I didn't die. I'm happy that I didn't quit. But I need to be faster than that if I want to go anywhere near 2 hours in half marathon, which is the goal. A half marathon's 4 times longer than that, so that's going to put me about 3.5 hours, which, no, I do not want to be running around Bristol for 3.5 hours. I need to be bringing that down much shorter. And I've got 9 months. I'm up in the training. I'm going to be in the conservatory. I'm going to be doing some cross training. I'm going to go out for some runs. Short runs, no. My plan at the moment, ParkRun every month. So that was on the 18th, 19th, something like that. So middle of September, I'll do my next one. See how I stand at that point, October, so on and so forth. Obviously, as I get fitter, as I get lighter, as I feel more comfortable running and get some proper running trainers, then I'll up it and I'll do 2 a month, I'll do 3 a month, I'll do every week, so on and so forth, leading into the half marathon. But yeah, there's a lot to work on, but we'll get there. So if you do want to see how I get on, follow me along and see where we go with this, then by all means like the video, subscribe as well, obviously. I have created myself a little Instagram. It is at Chubby Runster. So by all means follow me there as well. But to answer the question the title of this video puts forward, can a fat man run 5k without training? Not really. But you can jog and walk a lot of it, so win-win. See you next time.